What's up, people? FourWasHere.
I hate you!
Yeah, sorry for disappearing for... anyways, I'm sure most of you are familiar with those high-quality CCs, topaz, enhanced AI upscaled edits that look like absolute
Scheiße.
Well, I'm gonna be showing you how to actually upscale it in After Effects without having to pay for some AI slop bullshit. Hey. So if you head over to my channel and go to the videos tab, you'll see that I uploaded a video showing how to do exactly just that. Yeah, my bad, bro. Now, you might not notice the difference through YouTube compression, but let me just show you this. I'm gonna zoom in all the way here. This is 4K, this is 1080p, 4K, 1080p, 4K, 1080p. 4K 1080p. I think even with that will come through on YouTube. So I'm gonna be teaching you how to do this in After Effects. So sorry, I'm just gonna delete all this and I'm just gonna start anew. So as you can see, I have my clip right here and this composition is in 1080p. I'm gonna change this to 4K. So this is 4K right here, 3840 by 2160. And as you can obviously tell, this is not scaled right. Now if we were to just scale this up right here, as you can see, it's pretty good. Now this is like the best quality I can find this anime in. Don't ask me where I got this from because I don't know. We're losing quite a bit of sharpness and definition. The line art kind of just fades out into the background. Also, not everyone can get, the best quality footage. Sometimes it's like really blurry, it has weird haloing effects on the edges, it has like compression artifacts, just not good looking stuff. Unfortunately, you are just gonna have to find the best possible quality just to make it look good. And you're probably like, oh, then this is why I use AI upscaling. Bro, you are just lazy to find like the actual source of whatever you're editing. Now, to actually make this look good, we're gonna do something called high pass filtering. So I'm just gonna duplicate this twice, and then on this top layer, I'm gonna add invert, and then I'm gonna change the opacity of this layer to 50, so it's completely grayed out. Now I'm gonna add Gaussian blur and set this to 10. Now as you can see, we have like something going on right here. We have like the edges of the image, so it might not immediately be apparent as to how this is useful, but it will in just a second. Typically what a lot of editors would do is that they would just throw in a generic sharpen effect and then just crank it all the way up. Now the problem with this is that it creates this really ugly halo effect around the edges. You see this white thing, this white outline? This is what's wrong with sharpening. We can't have this. So going back to this, we have kind of the same thing going around here. There's like this really ugly haloing effect right here. Now if I pre-compose this and just call it high frequencies, and then I set this to soft light, you can see right here, there is little to no haloing. If I disable it and then re-enable it, you can see we have quite a bit of definition in the line art. Now to actually increase the definition without having to increase this blurriness, which would make the haloing more apparent, I'm just gonna select this and duplicate it a bunch. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna show you how to do is how to add film grain to your edit. You don't have to add film grain if you don't want to, but I do. Now what a lot of editors will do is they'll just throw on the noise effect and then just leave it as is. The reason you don't want to do this is because this is not really how film grain works. This noise should only appear in darker areas and then less in brighter areas. So to do this is actually pretty simple. Just make an adjustment layer, add the noise effect, set it to 100 and then set this to color dodge, and then turn the opacity down to 15. And as you can see right here, that basically fixed it. Now there's only noise on, the dark part parts. Now this does screw with your brightness levels, so I'm just gonna add another adjustment layer and add the exposure effect and set this to 0.9. Yeah, that fixed it. I'm gonna add another layer of noise. This time I'm gonna enable the colors. And now it's time to render. Now don't touch anything here, you don't want to do that. Go to output module, set this to AVI. AVI is basically completely uncompressed frame by frame data straight out of After Effects. No processing done to the file. You're also going to want to go to color and then make sure this is selected. This is going to make sure that the colors you see in the preview are going to stay the same when you render it. All of that color grading stuff and color spaces get really complicated. Even for me it's kind of confusing sometimes. If you want to learn how to do all that, good luck. I cannot be bothered to teach all that. Now I have the final render right here, but as you can see there is a problem. 2.7 gigs for only like a few seconds, 4 seconds. That is atrocious. If you were to plug this into Instagram or TikTok, it's gonna compress the ever-living out of the file and completely destroy the image quality. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this little thing called Handbrake. Handbrake is a compression and encoding software. It's free, and the point of doing this is to do the compression ourselves so that Instagram would not compress it into an oblivion. Drag your file into it and make sure this is web optimized. Make sure this is selected. And in dimensions, make sure this is 4K. Filters, make sure this is off. This is off. And then sharpen if you want. I'm just gonna set this to light and then ultra fine. Do not touch anything else here. Now going into the videos tab, this is the most important part. We'll start with video encoder. Now the only 3 encoders you can use are H.265, H.264 and AV1. H.264 is the most widely used encoder. It is supported on basically every device. Now H.265 is the more modern and up-to-date version of H.264. It is more efficient at encoding and compressing. It produces smaller file sizes. But the real star of the show is AV1. Now AV1, the big deal about it is that it is insanely efficient. Your file sizes will go down by several orders of magnitude. Now the problem with AV1 is that if you were to record or stream in AV1, you're gonna need dedicated hardware for it. There is SVT, which is I think software encoding, but it fucking sucks. Don't ever use this. Now I'm going to be using NVENC AV1. Now NVENC is NVIDIA's proprietary encoding technology. I'm not really sure what it does, but what I do know is that it makes it, do its job faster. If you have an NVIDIA card, use NVENC wherever you can. Now onto the quality. Now you're going to want to use constant quality. Do not use average bitrate. Average bitrate means that the bitrate changes depending on what is on screen. Do not use this. Nobody uses this anymore. Now here in constant quality, I'm going to set this to 21. Now if I did not use so much film grain, and if it was just, like regular anime, I can set this up all the way to like 27. That's just how good AV1 is. But because we're using a shit ton of film grain, I'm going to set this at 21. Now for live action, like movies and recordings or video game recordings, from what I have seen from other people and from my own experiments, between 20 to 23 is the sweet spot. And that's basically it. If you want, you can set this to slow if you're a fucking pessimist. Anything lower than this is completely pointless, trust me. Don't touch anything here, don't touch this. The audio, I don't have audio enabled, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna render this, I'm gonna call this result. And then we can just hit start and code. Okay, so I have the results right here. And as you can see, it went from almost 3 gigabytes to 75 megabytes. This is still 4K, by the way, and it looks basically just as good as AVI. For reference, here's AVI. And then this is what AV1 produced. That's pretty damn good. Now if you were to plug this into whatever platform you want to post this to, it's not gonna smash the shit out of your file nearly as much. So yeah, that's basically it. Sorry for not uploading for, I think it's coming close to 2 years now. Now this doesn't really guarantee that, you know, I'm back to making videos. This also doesn't mean I'm back to making edits either. I'm just I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope you guys found this video useful, or at the very least entertaining. And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. FourWasHere.